If you listen to the current conversations about AI and robots, you'd think we're on the brink of a dystopia where almost everyone is unemployed and society collapses into chaos. People worry about losing their jobs to automation as though the whole system would carry on exactly as it does now, except with them left out in the cold. But if you stop to think about it, this fear doesn't actually make much sense. An economy only works if people can afford to buy the products and services it produces. If automation wipes out most jobs, then the majority of people lose their purchasing power. When nobody can buy what's being made, it doesn't matter how efficient your robots are or how brilliant your AI is, there's no one to sell your stuff to. Without demand, all that automated production is just stuff piling up in warehouses. The owners of the automation wouldn't be getting rich, they'd be sitting on mountains of unsold goods. In other words, nobody wins. Of course, that's not how it will play out, at least not at first. A more likely early-stage solution is that governments will heavily tax automated labor. If a factory runs entirely on machines, it might be taxed as if it employed thousands of people. The revenue from those taxes would then be redistributed to the public, ensuring that people still have money to spend on the products and services made by automation. This redistribution wouldn't make everyone equally wealthy, but it would keep the economic cycle turning. Even if most of the value generated by automation gets swallowed by taxes, the sheer volume of production would still make the owners of automation immensely wealthy. Imagine a machine that can make 10 million smartphones a week without labor costs. If even a fraction of that profit survives after taxation, it's still an astronomical fortune. Over time, though, something else would happen. The value of most goods and services would plummet. When production is fully automated and raw materials are efficiently recycled, scarcity fades away. If it costs almost nothing to make something, it can't be sold for much. Eventually, the idea of using money as a proxy for value stops making sense. Why trade currency for a loaf of bread when bread can be made endlessly and distributed instantly by machines that never sleep? At that point, the logical endpoint of automation isn't mass unemployment, it's the end of traditional economics. The market economy is built on scarcity, but automation erases scarcity. When anything you need can be made and delivered at almost no cost, the only scarcity left will be in things automations can't produce, like status, attention, and genuine human connection. And maybe that's the real problem with automation. It forces us to admit that our current economic systems are not built for abundance. If we ever get there, the challenge won't be making sure everyone gets enough. It'll be figuring out what people do all day when survival is no longer the goal, and the old incentives no longer matter.